Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome into the postgame show here with ToddFox in house with the Angels winning 2 out of 3 on Halos in the Infield Network here. As we want to I just wanted to play that song, The A-Team, because why? The Angels are playing like the A-Team. They are playing finally in like a real team. This whole series, they looked really good with the exception of the other day when they kind of gave away a game that Boston was desperately trying to give them. And you think if they would have just finished that game, they'd be sweeping the Red Sox, who are the best team in the American League. So with the Angels coming through today, that's a huge win. Cleveland loses 2 games today to Tampa. We now overtake them for in the wild card standings with a big matchup with Seattle coming up tonight. We hope Seattle loses to the Yankees. We can gain a game on them and then hopefully jump them in the series to come right before the freaking All-Star game. So all good things to talk about today with the Angels. You had Heaney look a little dicey at some point during the game, but then he was able to turn it around and hold on. And then you had the bullpen be a little bit shaky at times. Myers there, but some of it had to deal with 2 outfield mistakes in this game. You had one by left fielder Gosselin, who's really an infielder, and then you had error by the right fielder, who's really an infielder, Luis Renifo. Both misplaying balls that if they're caught, they effectively end the inning, or there's not that rally going on to where the Red Sox get 2 gift runs. So you could look at it either way. The Red Sox gave us a game, but the Angels played their ass off today. You had Ohtani doing Ohtani things. He's now the leader for Japanese-American players for the most home runs. He had his 33rd today. And then also you had Jared Walsh. I mean, what can you say? Jared Walsh with 2 big humdingers today to right field, bat flips. It was all good. The Angels looked very good late in the game, too, with Myers after that run that was given up, which wasn't too much his fault other than the Bogarts double down the line. The fact that he was able to shut down the inning after that run came through. And then Raciel Iglesias, man, again, when it's a 1-run game, when you like yesterday's Hunter Renfroe game, again, that was just him challenging a batter, giving up a home run. He's like, oh, well, F it, and then he gets the final out. This one, he just boom, 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 and it was over. I mean, he looked dominant from start to finish, and it shuts those stupid Red Sox fans up that were there because the Angel fans don't know how to go to the games against good teams. They like to give away their season tickets to fans that claim they're from Boston, but they're really not. They have long-lost family that are over there, or they went to Boston one time, so they're effectively Red Sox fans living in Los Angeles. That's our fickle fan base, or that's just the fickle LA fan base in general. But with that being said, a good hard win today during the daytime on a getaway day where I didn't have any confidence in Heaney. I'm going to be honest. I'll eat crow today, but I didn't have any confidence in him getting the victory today. As I finish off my opening monologue right here, we're going to get into, I'm going to read all the comments. So if you're dropping comments and I'm not reading them yet, I'm going to read them, so don't worry about that. And we're going to catch up with everybody and get our thoughts on this game. But one last thing before I get into the comments was the fact that Heaney pitched good. He didn't nibble too much today. The only thing I didn't like was his high fastball inside to left-handers. He was getting dangerously close to pegging one of these guys in the upper shoulder or even the head. And then, but against righties, though, he was throwing those changeups outside with the fastball, and they were having a hard time timing the pitches, and they were striking out a lot. And I almost forgot. Freaking Fletcher, okay? He had 2 more hits today, and that now brings up his streak to 21 straight games. Second longest streak since Garrett Anderson had 23. So Fletcher is, all this talk about us, including myself, getting down on the guy because he got the contract and he just wasn't hitting. I don't know if he was pressing all this time, but whatever it is, he's found his groove, and he went from 220 now up to 295, I believe it is, or 297. He's pushing 300, so kudos to him. Great finish or a great second half of the first half of the season. He's really turned it on. Let me get to some of these comments here on stream. Let's see, on Streamland here, or no, from Facebook. Eddie says, let's go Angels. Hell yeah, Eddie. Good to have you check in. Rally Chris says, hey, Boston, you just lost to Rally Chris. I called it. And he called the Ohtani home run. On the message board, Rally Chris jumped on there and says, I'm feeling an Ohtani home run. 3 pitches later, it's over the fence. Randy Yaw says, huge series win, brother. Also, Rally Chris says, I can't believe I say come Houston and come on Houston, beat Oakland later today to help us out. Yeah, it's hard to say that. Rally Chris says the Angels are now 41-14 when they score more than 4 runs. Frontier Internet strikes 321. Just kidding. I better not strike today. We actually got a little help from them today. So let's jump into some of these comments. A lot of you guys jumping on here. Glad to have you on in this Wednesday afternoon. Let's see. Nick says, I hate our outfielders' defense. And that's the thing. If we have Upton out there, we have our other guys out there. They're making plays. But Lagares can't play all three positions out there. That's the thing. Chase says, big W today. That is true. Finally taking a series from a really good team. How's the new internet, everyone's asking? So far, it's holding up. You tell me. I just got to fix the lighting here. Hold on a second. I can get rid of that black stuff here in the corner if I get the freaking lighting turned on. There you go. That should do it. Okay, so then let's see. Light that baby up, Tabora says. Hell yeah. Hope you're feeling better. Nick says, now we must keep the momentum in Seattle and sweep them. Nick, if we get a sweep against them, we are in a great position heading into an all-star break. And then, was it Rally Chris says, I threw up at work today when I heard the Buttercup song over the PA. Oh, man, I hear you. Justin Football says, watching as I eat tuna on Ritz crackers. There you go. Ritz crackers and tuna. You can't go wrong with that. Is it the cheese kind, the white cheese kind? There's all sorts of Ritz crackers. There you go. And that's a nice little plug for Ritz crackers. Yvette says, one game at a time. The Angels are 2-0 since Matty V used Santa Maria. Also, that Otani home run call was great. Jaime says, yeah, that was awesome. We hope that he can get on a winning streak because he's still under 500 as joining as our freaking commentator. It says, give me the 401 on Jake Reed. Joseph Trevino says, he never really shined up here with us, Joseph. That's what I was saying. He's very mediocre, but he's a pitcher going to your Dodgers, so that means he's going to do really good with the Dodgers. And that's just how it is. Jaime says we are definitely buyers as of now, right? As of right now, if we were doing a trade deadline right now in the position we're at now, I think we're sitting 4.5 out or something like that, or we will remain 5, but we're jumping a team. I think we're as buyers right now. Chase says a very fun game to watch. OG Sports Merch says, sup Todd. By the way, if you're looking for merch too, check out Redbubble for our merch for like the blow pen stuff, Buttercup, the Halos and the infield shirts, but also check out OG Sports merch because he has other team apparel. He has Nike stuff. He has all kinds of other stuff. Check out his page. He does auctions and everything live. So check him out. Him and his wife do a good job over there. Let's see. Twinkle Tappy Toes Magic, Yvette says, and that is referring to that great play by Iglesias, turning that double play, which really saved a run and it stopped a rally. And on top of that, it was one of those calls that we keep getting reversed, but that was the right call. You can't really tell if he dragged his toe on the base of the base, but however, it's one of those calls, if it's called one way, you need irrefutable evidence to overturn it. The last 3 times that the umpires had to go for irrefutable evidence when it was already called safe or whatever for the Angels, they overturned it not having that irrefutable evidence. So I was all in on they were going to leave him safe at second. But fortunately for the Angels, they were like, well, you know what? We're going to play it by the books. And they actually called the right call. It was too dicey. It was 50-50. There was no complete angle. So you have to leave it alone. And they did. Good call. Double play. Awesome review. Jared Walsh is the beast, Michael says. Michael Gibby, my bad. Let's see, big win. Halos and the Fernando's checking in on here. Red Sox fans got up every time the Red Sox got a hit, Nick says. And yeah, those guys are the biggest bandwagoners out there. They were looking for something. And then, they talk like me and you, but all of a sudden they're at a Boston Angels game. They're like, hey, everybody pass the chowder. Anyone has some chowder? All of a sudden they get an accent and all that stuff, and they start naming places they've been in Boston. It's like, shut up, dude. Like, trying to be Ben Affleck and whatnot. Nick says also when Jared Walsh hit that second one, they all stood quiet because they're not real fans. They can't talk trash. A real fan like myself and all of you out there would be talking trash right back to them, even if they do hit a home run, be like, you're still losing or you're barely winning. We're going to get you guys, blah, blah, blah. That guy's not really that good. You always would want to throw shade, but Boston fans really don't have nothing because they're all front runners. That's just how they are, dude. Unless you're actually there in Boston, most of their fans, just like Patriot fans, are just all front runners. Angela retaliated the best way possible. There you go. Or the Angels, Angela. Chris Mikey says, hell yeah, should have been a sweep, but I'll take it. That's true. Chase says, it's pronounced Raciel. Okay, my bad, dude. Jeez. Suzuki is so what? Is so shit, I think. Yeah, there you go. Nick says, jeez. Yeah, it's weird because I think if he plays yesterday, the Angels don't win. I think there's something to this Stassi guy being in the lineup. I'm just saying. Heaney was meh today, yeah, but he did just meh enough to get the victory. But I feel you, Chase. Fernando says, I told you Heaney would do well and get strikeouts today. I even almost got the score right. Yeah, you did. He almost called the game right down the freaking middle, dude. Fernando had this one on lock. Coach Hayes, what is up, my friend? He says, Angels beat the Red Sox without Trout and Rendon and Upton. Just keep it going. Absolutely. Imagine when we get these guys back. And if we can add a starter and one more reliever and maybe push Myers back to the 7th inning, that would really make a difference. Yvette says, keep on fighting, win or lose, showing some fight finally. Yes, this team is much different from a baseball team we all watched in May and early June. I mean, it's just night and day. Let's see. Also right here, Rally Chris says, Angels went 5-1 on the homestand. Should have been 6-0. Angels are 8-2 in their last 10 games. Damn it, Rally Chris, that is turning me on. I'm sorry, not you, but the fact that you're saying they're 6, they could be 6-0, they're 5-1 in their last 6, and they're 8-2 in their last 10. That to me is something I've been wanting to say all season, since the first 2 weeks of the season, but they've been playing so meh. But the fact that they're coming together at the right time and trying to make this thing work is, I mean, we're all 100% behind it, and that's why we're all pumped. Let's see. He went to Jared and baseball God said yes. There you go, Yvette. Next series against Seattle is huge, Coach Hayes says. Yeah, who would have thought that? I would have thought that this team would have already given up, Seattle being that team. And I didn't think they'd be this, kudos to them for staying in the race and for them still fighting. I thought they were a year away. I thought we'd be overtaking them already. But they're going to be a fight too, I guess. And so we're going to have to contend with them. So hopefully the Yankees get the W up there in Seattle tonight, and then we could follow that up with this momentum going into Seattle. Ohtani with a Kirk Gibson impression, Chase says. And wasn't that crazy when he fouled the ball off his knee? I'm like, oh, God, please don't be Rendon. But then I thought, wait a minute. No, Ohtani's built stronger than Rendon. Rendon's more like a Pinto. Ohtani's Ford Tough or whatever. He freaking just got up there, shook it off, took a pitch or two, and then hit a home run. You know, Rendon would have been like, oh, guys, carry me off like LeBron. So, yeah, that's what happened right there. Light that baby up, Vladdy says. And then Jaime says, can we use Ohtani out of the bullpen on Sunday if needed? At this point, it may be a way to go. Let's see. And then see with no one before God. Hector says Ward ain't that good. Yeah, he's not that good in right field, man. Or when they put him in left field. But hey, he had a seeing eye single today, so at least he had that. Angels making my birthday month and the turning point of the season. Randy says it's all coming together. Just get Trout Trout and Upton back. Rays no hit the Indians in the second game of the doubleheader. Breaking news right there from Rally Chris. So a no hitter again. So I don't know how many no hitters that is already for the season. Chase says tomorrow's weekly roundup will be at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Look for that as we're going to be launching that on the podcast forum. So take a look at that. We will have they're going to be talking about the big announcement they're going to be doing for the trade deadline. So tune in for that. And if you miss it, or if you don't listen on podcasts, you can listen for free on Anchor, but you can go to YouTube and catch all the replays there. Everything is there, so check that out. Walsh is on fire. 2 games over 500 for the Angels. No Trout. Iglesias closing. I'm ready for a red October. That is Sean Norton from Facebook right there. I think we all are. We're dying for one right now. Don Hamron says, great way to battle and get the series win. Let's get it, baby. Now let's get a day off and reset for Seattle. And hello, Angels family. Again, great win. That's from Hector. Hector's always shown the love to us over here, so we show it back to you, Hector. Nathan says, what's up, man? I have to dip, but just wanted to say what a big win today and have a good rest of the night. Nathan, you do the same, my friend. He was checking up on the message boards as well, so that's a good way to keep in touch with all of us. Check up on the message boards. We have a lot of them going at the same time, talking about the Angels and all things Angels baseball related. Yvette says Blowpen Meyer almost fucked it up, but he saved the buttercup for another day. OG Sports says, thanks, Todd. And that's, again, check out OG Sports' merch page. It's pretty cool. F Boston, go Angels. Kyle Strange says, Don Hammond says, if we sweep Seattle, we'll definitely be back in this race and looking to buy. And, dude, we'll be buying with a vengeance. Teams will be able to see that this team is coming around, and maybe some players will talk to their GMs and be like, hey, I'm on the last year of my contract. We're really not going nowhere. I'm playing in Detroit. I'm playing in Colorado. I'm playing here. I want a change. This team looks like they're going to make a postseason run. Can we talk to the Angels? Stuff like that does happen. And then the GMs are aware of the Angels surge. So if the Angels do knock off a couple more games before the All-Star break, you have 4 days in between with everything that's going on in the All-Star festivities to then talk and mill with other GMs, and maybe you work out a deal. Maybe you get something going. Bronson13 from YouTube says, when Trout, Upton, and Rendon hopefully getting back to their old self come back, we have the best lineup in baseball, period. He's calling it. So Bronson's saying, right there, we've got the team to do it. Let's freaking do it. Let's get these guys back, and then you can add some pieces and then watch the hell out. Sean Norton says from Facebook, if we make a move at the trade deadline, who do you like? I like Marquez. I like Castillo as starters. There could be a Trevor Story because Colorado's really pushing him, and they might throw Marquez or Gray with him. They've already said they want to give a pitcher away. Pitcher likely mostly, Sean, but I would not rule out a hitter, especially an outfielder with the way that the outfielders have been going down all year. But big ups to Lagares for filling in, by the way. Jaime says, big shout out to Adam Ottavino for being a douche. Thank you for waking us up. We shall not forget what you did. And wouldn't that be straight up karma, Jaime, if we faced Boston and we beat his ass in the postseason, and then we're the ones calling him a bitch as he walks off the field? I mean, that's the kind of stuff that, you know what, if I were a Boston Red Sox fan or player, I'd be like, you know what, maybe you did say a little too much right there. Maybe you did cost us a game or two in this series by opening your mouth. There was no reason for him to say what he said. No Truth says, Daddy ToddFox. Oh, jeez. Let's see. We got Walsh realistically got a 4-hit game, but the Red Sox infield made 2 good plays. Yeah, he was hitting the ball like really on the nose, dude. Jay Bruce, 44, long time no talk. He says 2 games above 500. Great run with all these injuries. I'm super stoked to be an Angels fan right now. Huge series win, and this is the thing that gets you ready for the next series. Roger Lodge likes John Gray from the Rockies. That's, well, you know, he's probably been copying our show. We've been saying that for a while too, that we do like Gray for the Rockies, and we do like Sonny Gray also from the Reds. But with the Reds playing much better, I don't think Castillo or Gray might be on the board. I think the Reds will move up to a position like the Angels where they become buyers and not sellers. But a few weeks ago, we were saying the Reds were going to be sellers because they were kind of down in the standings, but they've won 6 of 7, and they keep winning and moving up in the standings, getting closer, or at least pushing above a few of those teams like the Cubs. Big 20 Hammer says, if we sweep Seattle, then we will be 0 games out of the wild card. Well, no, if we sweep Seattle, we're still going to be about like 3 games out maybe. It all depends on what the Rays and I think Houston or Oakland do. Let's see. Rally Chris says next Angels game, Rally Chris and Todd will be the 16th. We're going to bring some more energy, so he's calling that already. We're going to go to the game on the 16th, by the way. Don Hammer says can't stress it enough. Seattle series is very crucial. It is, Don. It's really hard to say, but it is. Let's freaking go. Rob says big win, but always makes me mad when we get red hot before the All-Star break and then we cool off. That is the major concern that I've had for a long time with this team too. And as Angel fans, hardcore fans know, that is the biggest thing that the Angels have to overcome is that those days off in between the All-Star break and the second half of the season. They've got to come out. Somehow Madden's got to light a fire in these guys right before we get started in that second half of the season. Like, hey, man, we're 0-0, 1 game at a time. Like some of you guys said the other day, or Fernando said, 1 win, let's go 1-0. Let's keep that mentality. And if he can get these guys fired up in the second half, because we've seen it with Socia sometimes, the Angels came out flatter than a pancake in the second half after getting in on a nice little ride before the break, and then things went downhill. So hopefully, though, this is a different season because we're also giving guys time to rest, recoup, and get re-energized and get off of the disabled list, IL, whatever you want to call it, and maybe that's going to inject more life into this team, and this team will become really, really dangerous. Bronson says, what will it take to get Story, Marquez, and Gray? They would have to take on maybe they would take on an expiring contract. I mean, again, Story has got 1 year left. Marquez has 2 years, I believe, under club control. You're going to have to give up somebody good. It might be a Packy Naughton. Angels would not trade a Rodriguez or a Detmers. You'd have to also give up a position player that has some control. The Rockies will want some control, even though they're giving up a guy that doesn't have much control on. They know it's going to be 1 rental and 1 pitcher that's going to have a couple years. So it would take a 3-for-2, I believe, to make that deal with the Rockies. Let's see. Rob says no Meyer slander. That ball needs to be caught in right field. That is true. Let's see. Courtney checks in. She's checked in for the second time. She says, with Trout healthy, Ohtani and Walsh keep raking. We are definitely going to be strong contenders. Absolutely. You put those five, I'm telling you, including Fletcher, the first six in the lineup. You got Fletcher, Ohtani, you got Trout, you got Fletcher, Ohtani, Trout, Rendon, Upton, and Walsh. That's a difficult six to get out right now. And then you forget about the fact that Stassi's batting over 300 at the bottom of the lineup. You forget the fact that Lagares can turn on one, and you've got other hitters that can come off the bench, like your Mayfield now that was called up, and you also have Gosselin. This team has got some hitting potential there that's really rivaling most teams in Major League Baseball now. It's all coming together, and if Rendon can come off and stay healthy, not be made of glass, and you get Upton back there healthy, and he's not tweaking anything, and Trout just does Trout things. We have not seen Trout hit with a guy like Ohtani his entire career, and it just goes to show you when he goes down, that's when Ohtani's raking. So now you get Trout up there, and Ohtani's raking. Ohtani's going to see more pitches to hit, or Trout will see better pitches to hit because they're going to try to avoid one or the other, and it's going to backfire on most teams. You watch. Yvette says Ohtani's mom, badminton on his dad played baseball. No wonder why he's so good. Oh, the eye coordination for Ohtani. Yeah, I agree. Kyle says Renifo should be in right field. Almost cost us the game. That's true. Don Hammond says, yeah, Marquez would be great addition as he goes deep into games. And that's why I like Castillo, too, if he was available. But I don't think he's going to be available now for the Reds because he does the same thing. Those guys eat innings. It's like 6 innings every start, and they go 7 sometimes or more. King Jaime says, I'd like Kyle Gibson. He's pitching lights out. That's another good one to look at. Nick says, hope Ottaviano got a good view of the Shohei home run. I hope so, too. Trevino says, never mind. He just gave up a bomb. I'll send him back to you guys. See, I told you, man. I mean, those guys are released for a reason. Jaime says, I'll be there on the 16th as well. Hope to see you guys there again. Hell yeah. Jaime, we got to hang out and have a beer this time, dude. We didn't get around the stadium like we wanted to. Vladdy says, I'll take 2 of 3 from Seattle Light. Even though spell it like that, Seattle any day of the week. That's what we need. A sweep would be even better. Jay Bruce says Marquise or Castillo and Brad Hand. Brad Hand was a guy that freaking, and that's the thing too. The Nationals are kind of going up and down. If they can falter a little bit, Scherzer becomes available. You get all these other pitchers that are on that team, including Brad Hand, a guy that the Angels could have signed and didn't pull the trigger. Not sure if the Nats would sell him, but I'd love to get Hand. If not this year. And the priority would be next season. That's true. Chris Winky says, hopefully a healthy second half. Only good vibes from here on in. Yvette says, no Albert Pujols in the All-Star game. We're all the Dodgers fans saying we got robbed. That's true. Chase says, give him Renifo. Absolutely. Take Renifo, please. Jay Bruce says, good to see you doing post games again, bud. I'd love Hand as a setup guy, and Iglesias continuing to kill it. Be like Shields and Percival days, baby. And that's the thing we all miss. When you had Scott Shields and you had Ben Weber, you had Rodriguez, Percival. I'm forgetting the other guy, Donnelly. I mean, that was a wicked back end of the bullpen. That's the reason why they won that damn World Series. So you couple another setup guy or whatever with him, wow. And thank you, Jay Bruce, for the comments. Courtney says, how do we feel about the difference in Ohtani pitching when Stassi is catching versus Suzuki? That's a great question, Courtney, because I was telling my dad while we were watching the game, I'm like, you know what? I really like the fact, I like the way Stassi caught Ohtani. And plus, in games that Ohtani has pitched, you've seen a lot of times that Ohtani really doesn't get the offense involved or doesn't have much offense behind him when he pitches. He had just enough offense the other day because of Stassi. Stassi was it 3 for 4, 4 for 4, something like that. He was a triple shy of the cycle. So his bat is much greater than Suzuki. I understand Suzuki knows Ohtani, and they're really good friends on the team. I think they're even roommates. But I haven't been sold on Suzuki. He's gotten old in the tooth. And, he is 37, going to be 38. I do like the way he catches, but his bat's not there. So that's how I feel. I really like Stassi to be his catcher. I mean, he looked good the other day. I mean, and here's the thing too, Courtney. His pitches, he kept it under 100 for the most part. He was able to go deep into that game, 7 innings. And what was he doing before? He wasn't really going that far. So we'll have to see. But I'm on the Stassi train. Chase says, "Oh, DVDO. Oh, I can't say it. I'm not going to pronounce it. So I know you're trying to help me, bro, but I'm not going to go that way." Chris Swanky says, "Imagine a feisty David Fletcher on base having to deal with Otani and Mike Trout and then Rendon and then Walsh and still contributions from Iglesias, Max Stassi in the back end and Upton." That's the thing that makes Angels fans so excited, because the potential in this lineup that we looked at in the offseason, when even not knowing Iglesias that much, knowing the fact that he put up numbers, knowing the fact that Jared Walsh came off an incredible second half last year in the exhibition season, knowing the fact that you had Stassi, who was coming around for, a guy that Houston gave up on and took Maldonado for straight up, and he was just like, a catcher that we were trying to land because we wanted Garrett Cole. The fact that, obviously he couldn't hit his weight with us or Houston at first. He turned it around. He just turned into a hell of a catcher. And now he's solid behind the plate, and he's even better in the box. I mean, what more can you ask for? So I'm really stoked the fact that we got Stassi still for another 2 years after this season under control before we have to worry about arbitration or a free agent contract. So there could be, you have him and Otani on arbitration contracts, which is very low. And if I'm the Angels, I don't know if you strike while he's super hot right now and say, hey, let's talk extension for both these guys. Or you wait to see what you build in the offseason knowing you have them under contract and then maybe work it in before the season starts. We'll have to see. But I'm really curious to see what Perry does in the offseason. Chris Henderson checks in on Facebook, says, do you think they would trade Adele or Marsh? Here's the thing. The right kind of move, I believe the Angels trade Adele. And because Adele's numbers, although Gotti in AAA, and although he's hit plenty of home runs, he's not hit for average, and I think that scares the Angels. And I think the Angels are trying to turn a leaf now, where they're not trying to always have the launch angle. They want to get on base. They want to work walks. There's no coincidence the fact that guys like Stassi, when he became more patient at the plate, turned his batting average going north, and that he became more selective, was able to take the power swings when it was there, was able to go the other way when it was there. Same thing with Iglesias, who started out slow. He still strikes out a lot now, but he's working on getting a little bit more selective. Upton turned it around when he got selective, started taking more pitches, working walks. Fletcher, instead of swinging at pitches above his head, started to wait for him to be chest high and lower and started to go with whatever the pitcher gave him. And now look at the lineup. Now look at the fact that all these guys who weren't hitting, all these guys who weren't contributing are all now starting to do it. And Walsh has got a sweet swing. Marsh has a swing that they're saying they're comparing him to Darren Erstad. I think if you're gonna hold on to one guy, I think Marsh is a guy that I think a lot of teams want because they could see the batting average, the patience with him more, and the fact that he could turn into something more and be, they can give up less to get him. But a guy like Adele still is viewed as a future or a possible five-tool player. So the Angels are going to want a lot back for him. So teams, I think, are going to make the call first to Marsh or for Marsh. And then they're going to say, okay, well, what do you want for Adele? Because I think the Angels might be apprehensive, too, because I think they might know they might have another Jared Walsh in waiting, or someone that's maybe not have the power of Walsh, but someone that could be as consistent as Walsh. So we'll see. We'll have to just see with that. Let's see. We'll get back to some of these comments here. Hold on. Got messed up here. Let me got messed up again. Here we go. Let's see. You said Chris Swanky says you can't trust Kurt behind the plate with someone on second, and you're trying to throw a ball low or low and away. Yeah, he has allowed a lot of passed balls. Trouter here 27 says I have to admit Heaney did well enough to win today. He did. Thank the Angels gods for Walsh. Chase says Todd, the king of mispronounced names. Yes, I am. I mispronounce them too when I freaking have to read so fast. But Hector says I think Iglesias brings the spark to the team. And yes, you gotta love the fact that every time when they hit a home run, especially Otani, he's the first one on the step to greet him, to take off his helmet, to give him a hug. I think that's really cool. I mean, guys like him that do the things that he does are irreplaceable and are things that this team was hungry for weeks ago when we were all complaining that this team had no camaraderie or no chemistry whatsoever. I think it's changed a little bit. Let's see. Thanks for the information. Take great podcast. I'll be listening in again or tuning in again. Thanks you, Chris Henderson. Check us out. We're on Spotify, Anchor, iHeart, whatever. And if you don't want to listen to it there again, you can go to what is it? YouTube. Everything's uploaded there as well. Jay Bruce says also, and then we're doing Trucker Hat trivia today, so I can't really forget about that as well. We got a few things to get to here today before we get out of here. So with Ohtani and Walsh breaking out of this lineup this year and being solid hitters, this team can be absolutely filthy. Just need 2 or 3 pitching additions. I agree with you, Jay Bruce, on that one. This is something that we've said for years, so hopefully they get it done this year with Perry. That's the hope. How about Walsh versus left-handed pitching today, Chase? And that is Chase's dude right there. He loves him some Jared Walsh, and why not? I mean, the guy is freaking solid. And off of lefties, 2 different lefties at that. It's one thing if it's one guy that maybe you just have his number. But he hit it off of 2 guys, and they were not cheapies either. They were both moonshots. So, yes, Chase, that was very, very impressive. Vladdy says 2 starting pitchers and 2 solid pen arms, and it's going to be really scary once Trout, Rendon, Upton return. I'm right there with you. Trade Adele for pitching, Trout here says. Lewis checks in with looking forward to the second half of the season, staying positive. There you go. Trout here says we can do this if we all stay healthy. Hector also says the Angels have always needed a team leader like Erstad was Weaver and Lackey. And that is true. This team is something different with chemistry and with a leader and with somebody that, like, when I did an interview with Steve Physioc in the beginning of the season, right? And I didn't realize I was going to land that one. And Steve Physioc, me and him talked for a while. Coolest guy out there. He used to call Angel games, obviously, and he's doing the Royals games now. One thing he said about team leaders and chemistry, why I bring it up, is the fact that he said Darren Erstad, Joe Madden, back in the day when he was a bench coach for the Angels, used to write out these poems or things to do lists, right? Or motivational paragraphs. And he would write that every day. And then one day Joe Madden's like, well, it doesn't look like anyone's paying attention. Doesn't look like anyone's reading him. And all of a sudden, he didn't post one. And Darren Erstad came up to him and knocked on his door in the locker room and said, hey, where's the motivational speech? Where's the word of the day, or where's this and that? And he's like, I didn't know anyone pays attention. And Darren says, I've been telling the guys, whatever you've been writing up there, that's been our battle cry for each game. That is important. See, that's a guy who bought in to what Joe Madden was doing. That's a guy who bought in, became a leader, took the bull by the horns, and said, you know what? This is my team. This is what we got to do. This is how we work things. And that's the kind of player that we need. And a Darren Erstad player would be welcome on this team. Maybe we have it, but they haven't even told us about it yet. We haven't heard the stories yet. But still, I thought that was a cool story. Vladdy says, hottest team in baseball? Not quite. I still got to give that to the Brewers. The Brewers are on all cylinders right now, but they're close. I think the Angels, if they get some more wins, they win this series in Seattle, and they jump off to a good start in the second half, we could be saying this team is on freaking fire, in fuego. James Gonzalez, the leader of the pregame show on Facebook, says, do not think the Angels will take 2 out of 3. Did not think they were going to take 2 out of 3. So excited, I just can't hide it. See, he always goes to the musical references right there. Is Fletch and David Eckstein of this area of the Angels? Or is Fletch the David Eckstein? I think so. He's got the same kind of power numbers, and he could be the same kind of team leader, too. That's a good call right there. Trouter here says Showtime or Wally World. Showtime all the way, bro. I think Trouter here, if Wally Joyner was around now and they started Wally World, or if he played in the Disneyland era when Disney owned the Angels, they would have really maxed off. They would have took that and ran with it with a Disney theme. So I don't think Wally World had enough to, outshine what Ohtani's done here. I mean, he's already freaking better than anything we've ever had in international. And he's going to break Matsui's all his records here. So he's going to be the best international player ever, or at least Japanese. Jaime says, Halo Haven said we should draft the best pitcher available, even if it's not a pitcher, or best player. I disagree. And why would you? This is the very thing. See, look, I respect sometimes Halo Haven or whatever. Even though he doesn't like us, I still think the fact that that is blind. That's a blind mentality. Epler used to say the same thing. Oh, we're just going to draft the best player available. That's stupid. You draft what you need. And this team has needed pitchers. How many times over the last couple of seasons we've seen them draft a catcher, a shortstop, an outfielder, and we're all scratching our heads like, shouldn't we just do a clean sweep and get pitching? We've got available players that could play other positions. So why are we going out and drafting guys that we don't need? So you don't go out and get the best available player. That's stupid. This draft literally is riddled in the first round. Not even talking about the first 3 rounds. The first 3 rounds are impressive. But the first round is riddled with guys who are potential starting 1s and 2s right off the bat. Why the hell would you not go for a starting pitcher? You got to be stupid to pick a shortstop or any other position. You don't need that. You can always fill in. Look at the Angels lineup right now. You can always take and from another team. You can always fill the void through free agency with position players. You just can, but you can't with pitchers. Why? Because most of them are like Garrett Cole. They want $300 million. But if you're drafting pitchers and you're doing your homework and when you're getting good starting pitching, what teams always get to the World Series and win divisions every year? The teams with the strongest starting rotations. So that's why the Angels doing what they're doing right now, we know can hold up in the regular season and maybe get us in the big dance at some point, maybe. But in the end, we all know to win the whole damn thing or to be a force in the playoffs, you need pitching. So that's why we're not sitting here saying, hey, we should add Trevor Story and that's it. Or we should get another position player and that's it. No, because we know as good as the starting pitching's pitching now, they're probably pitching above their heads. We need better, reliable, consistent pitching. It's been the battle cry all year. So why would you go against that? Why would you not want more pitching? Why do you think the Dodgers do what they do? They had 5 solid starters. They're like, well, let's get Trevor Bauer. Padres, the same thing. 5 solid starters. Let's get this guy. Let's get that guy. Why not? If you can do it, do it. You're just making yourself stronger. You're just giving yourself a better chance to win. I don't understand that logic. I think that is retarded. I'm sorry. I know that's a bad word for everyone to say. I let that one slip. But that's just, I don't understand it. It's just stupid. I just don't get that mentality. I really don't. Don Jr. says, agreed. Don Jr. says, yes, pitching has been a thorn in our side for years, and that's why we need to address it. Fast Time says, Ersty for hitting coach. I agree. Trust the Joe Madden process, Chase says. Randy, that would be great. Erstad was a stud, Jay Bruce says. Chris Swanky says, in other words, Todd said the Brewers have something brewing. God, dude, you guys are always right there with the damn puns, dude. I love it. Let's see, Thorn, not Thornton. Don says, I got you, Don. Don Hammer says, do we think Fletch will hit a home run this year? That's the big question. Does he want to? Does he need to? I think everyone else around him is doing it for him. Vladdy says the Angels offense has a lot of similarities to the 2002 roster and all without the greatest hitter ever, Trout, Rendon, and Uptown in the freaking lineup. Hector says, because sorry to say it, but with Trout is not a leader, wish we had Torrey Hunter. If Torrey Hunter was a bench coach, I guarantee you we wouldn't have prolonged losing streaks. And yes, Trout is not a leader, but his bat is leading the way when he's hot. And that helps that way, but it does not help in the clubhouse. So I feel you right there. Louis says, we actually got calls that went our way today for once, right? Trouter here says we need Fletcher to hit his homer. That's not his, or we don't need him to hit a homer. That's not his game. He needs to just do what he does. Base hits, get on base, pressure the pitcher into making mistakes. Go first to third. That's the kind of Fletcher we need. Absolutely. Courtney says, let Detmers keep developing in the minors. Bring him up in September. Just get him ready for next season. Courtney, that might be the way to go. He might, that might be the way that we go next year. The 5th starter, put him in there, let him get his lumps in spring training, see if he's ready. Remember, we drafted him in 2020. I think fans forget that because he's just been so damn good. Jaime says, I agree with that take. The Dodgers took Kershaw, Buehler, Urias, etc. We need to draft pitching. Absolutely. Pitching is the way to go. Grillmaster says, how? How did we win? Are you serious? Chris Swanky says, I love Fletcher and his pinata swings, spraying the ball from the outfield to the infield with his swing. That is true. He has the most unconventional swing out there. James says, I'm speaking the truth. Appreciate that. Yeah, the draft is going to be interesting. We're going to be doing a live show with that. Actually, Chase is going to be handling that, and that's going to be freaking awesome. All kinds of surprises. He's going to have more lowdowns on that as we get closer to that. So, but yeah, big win here for the Angels. Let's do some Trucker Hat trivia. Why don't we? Let's get it in here real quick before some more comments come in. And this one's going to be a little easier one because I'm in a freaking good mood. Because of what happened. In 2002, here's a question. In 2002, which player hit grand slams in back-to-back games for the Angels. Who would that be? The first one to get it in the comments gets the freaking hat of their choice. You just have to DM me because the person that won the last Trucker Hat Trivia did not DM me, and I still don't know who I gave it to that day because the comments were coming in. So if you won and you're on here, then hit me up and I will send that out to you. So again, who hit back-to-back? And there it is, right there. Even though he misspelled it, he got it though. Jaws got it right there. It is David Eckstein. David Eckstein hit back-to-back grand slams, one being a walk-off to beat the, I think it was Toronto Blue Jays. That helped them sweep them. They hit back-to-back home runs. That's when they were hot as hell in the month of July. So we got that one right there. That was a quick, easy one. So he got Kyle Strange is like, damn it. But yeah, let's see. What's up with a bingo? OGS says. OG. So basically on Friday we're gonna be releasing the first bingo balls. 2 on this show. We might do 2 on the podcast too. I have to talk to the guys still yet. We're gonna give away some on the pregame. So if you guys follow along, basically it's for a jersey. So if I sent a card to you, you DM me. You have till tomorrow or Friday afternoon before the game to send to DM me for a bingo card if you haven't gotten one yet. And we play the bingo balls come out. Each time you play with us, we're going to mark it on the wall. You're going to have your records, and if you call bingo, you get bingo, and when it matches ours, you get a freaking free jersey courtesy of us. You either get that Tim Salmon one that's up in the corner here, or we have ones with Jared Walsh. We have David Fletcher. We have Mike Trout and Ohtani in 3 different styles and 3 different sizes. I think it's medium, large, and XL, or we might get a double X too, depending on who wants it. But basically, we're gonna be giving away jerseys, people, and this is the first chance to win it for you guys. It's Angels Bingo and Jersey Bingo, and that's how we play. So we're gonna be giving away. All you have to do basically is tune in to YouTube or tune in to the podcast or watch lives here. Everything gets recorded and everything goes over to, except James's pregame. You're going to have to watch that one in real time or catch it on IGTV to catch the bingo ball that he gives away or 2 because we won't be doing that. Those don't make it over to YouTube, but everything else makes it to YouTube. So if you can't catch a show for whatever reason live, you can catch it over there. And you can get the bingo balls announced and you play along. And if you get the bingo, bam, free jersey, free shipping. You don't do anything except play a fun game and play along with us. That's all it is to it. So if you're interested in that, that's how this game's played. Let's get to a few more comments here. Let's see, Kyle Strange says, damn it again. OGS was going for Guerrero. Who you say won? It was Randy right there. Fast Times, he got it first. Grillmaster says, I don't have the balls for bingo, as fun as it sounds. And then, let's see. Yeah, you have one, OG. I sent one to you. So I do know that. A lot of people registered. We have like about 50 people now that are registered for the Angels jersey bingo giveaway. So like I said, if you haven't, we still have about 10 or 15 spots left. That's the max we have. I think it's 60 or 65. So if you know anyone that wants to play, we're going to be playing until you win a jersey. And then when someone wins a jersey, we restart the whole damn thing. I send you guys brand new cards if you want to play for the second one, and we give away another damn jersey. And it just goes like that. And by the way, big announcement too, and I'll post it later. We are confirmed. If you guys want to come to one of our, it's not our official, what is it called? Under the Halo type tailgate. But it is one that we're joining another Facebook group. It's Angels Fans for Life. That one's going to be, we've been invited to go to theirs and party with them. So if you guys want to go, it's August 14th. It's against the Houston Astros, so that's another reason to go. So get your tickets, or if you just want to come out and hang out and tailgate, I'll be barbecuing. There's going to be giveaways there too. It's going to be a fun time under the halo. That's confirmed. That will be our first opportunity for a tailgate. We wanted to do one. We might not do a solo one until next season. But for right now, August 14th is the day. Mark your calendar. We'll be talking it up a lot more as we move along. But August 14th is the day we're going to do our tailgate. Combined with Angels Fans for Life, there's going to be a DJ. There's food. There's everything. And if you want to bring to contribute on the side some food, a plate, a dish, some soda, whatever, the more the merrier. That's how they do it. They do like a potluck, but they do bring out some food. I'm going to bring out some meat and barbecue up either tacos, burgers, or hot dogs or something cool where you can just talk shit and have fun as Angel fans and enjoy a game together as well. It's going to be pretty fun, so I hope you guys can make it. Spread the word. It's available to anybody. Bring your friends, bring your family. August 14th at the Big A. Get your tickets here soon for that. It's going to be a really cool hangout. So if you guys can make it, by all means, come down. And again, check out our podcast. Check out all the stuff that we do on this page. We're trying to blow it up. Tell a friend if you like what you see, if you like what you hear. We do giveaways of all types. I haven't even gotten into some of the stuff that Archangel Pins gave us to give away. So we have some new hats, like I said, that are coming in next week that you'll be able to see. That we're going to have different trucker hats. So not just the navy blue one, not just the regular red and white one. We're going to have different styles coming in. So and then check out the Redbubble merch, because that helps us out too, because that's the only stuff that we really sell. That's the stuff that's really good, high quality shirts. You could the Angels shirts. It has Halos in the Infield logos, all kinds of cool logos on there too. So please check that out too. It helps out because everything we sell there, we use the money to get to turn out, because we get a percentage of that stuff. We just turn it into other stuff, promotions that we can give away for free. So that's how we try to work it, to try to keep everyone involved and make it fun, right? That's what we want to do. We want to talk Angels baseball. We want them to win, and we're making new friends on here. I see people talking in the message boards, being cool with each other. We really like that too. It's just good vibes, people, as it keeps going. So we appreciate everything that you guys do for us, promoting us, talking about us, or just being the cool people that you are. And, you guys are awesome. I can't wait to continue everything. And we're going to blow this thing up. Joseph Trevino says, can I wear a Dodger jersey? Bro, you get a pass. See, that's the one guy that if he goes, I've known Joseph Trevino since he was a kid. And he's a cool guy, knows his baseball. And if he comes in a Dodger jersey, I ain't going to hate on him. Usually those guys that come to Angel games with Dodger jerseys are kind of, snicker or say something. But, hey, you know what? It is what it is, dude. I got nothing but love for Joseph. David Fletcher, or FletchFax, checks in with David Fletcher, like he always does. He says, had a great day, you. Absolutely. You took 2 of 3 from Boston. So the Chowderheads got beat, so hell yeah, I'm happy. Mathematic checks in finally just to say, tickle, sickle, the pickle. Nope. I refrain from that. So so with that being said, we really enjoy everybody always checking in, everyone always hitting us up. Like I said, again, I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm just really happy with the win today. I'm really happy with all the comments. You guys know your baseball, and that's what's so refreshing, to have baseball fans, not just Angel fans, talking baseball. And this is the kind of stuff we want to do when we do the barbecue on the 14th. You're going to come down, we're going to have beer or whatever, and hide it in the solo cups, and have some food and chill and just talk Angels baseball, talk baseball in general, man. Have fun. There's going to be, I think, cornhole games there. Like I said, it's just going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it, especially after a year off, not being able to go to the stadium. This is something that I think we all need. So there you go. James says, such a good vibration, such a good sensation. So with that being said, we appreciate you guys again, and you guys enjoy the rest of your day. This has been Angels, Halos in the Infield post-game show. We do this after every game. We're off tomorrow, but Friday starts a new day, and hopefully up there in Seattle we take 2 of 3 or get a sweep. And again, Friday will be the first day of bingo, so get your cards ready, because halfway through my post-game show, I'll be the first show to release the bingo balls, and then also, and I'll show you right here, because I got the bingo machine with me, so I'll do the bingo balls there. And then after that, it's every podcast, every pregame after that is going to get release balls too. So always comes out wrong when I say it. But anyway, you know those little round things. They will have the numbers, and you follow along. And if you win, you win, and it's all on us. So you guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, have a good rest of your day. We will see you Friday. But check the page for updates.